The day I received the keys to my first home was also the day they handed me a lawsuit. No heads up, no phone call, just a knock at the door, a man holding a manila envelope, and the uneasy tone in his voice as he read my parents' names aloud like they were venom. "You're being sued by your family," he said. I didn't blink. I simply took the envelope, nodded, and slammed the door shut. There were no cheers of celebration, no flowers on the porch, just the suffocating presence of betrayal wrapping around me like a fog. I started working at 15. Not for spending money or high school luxuries, but because someone had to keep the power on when my family's emergency fund disappeared into violin lessons, therapy animals, and wellness retreats for my sister. She was the fragile one, the so-called gifted child too delicate for the world's weight. I, on the other hand, was the weight. I juggled late shifts, crammed for exams during breaks, scrubbed floors with textbooks in my backpack. I never asked for help. I scraped together coins for books, lived off canned food while she shared vacation selfies from Europe. Still, I said nothing. I thought silence was loyalty. I believed they'd recognize my effort one day. When I got into university, I kept it quiet until I had paid for every expense myself, through scholarships, tutoring gigs, and sheer grit. While they built my sister a dream from illusions, I laid my foundation from reality, one brick at a time. "She just needs a little more time," my mother used to whisper, as though I were a temporary fuel source, not a person. Then came the turning point. A 46-second voice memo my sister accidentally sent to me instead of her friend. "They really think she's doing this for herself," she laughed. "But we all know she's just our backup plan." And then my mother's voice chimed in faintly. "She'll be fine. She always is." More laughter followed. I played it 3 times, then deleted it. Not out of forgiveness, but because I didn't want them to know I finally understood. That night, my plan began, cool, calculated, and precise. First, I secured my finances. I transferred and refinanced everything under a newly formed LLC, without a whisper. Next, I cut ties, changed my number, locked down my social media, redirected all correspondence. The third step was the hardest: silence. They reached out, asking how my new job was going, pretending nothing had happened. I gave them nothing. I let the quiet speak for me. After 2 years of saving and planning, I bought the house. It was modest, clean, and entirely mine. 1 bedroom. No guest room. When I didn't share the news, they took offense. When I didn't send an invitation, they treated it as betrayal. Independence, it seems, is threatening to those who once believed they owned you. The lawsuit accused me of stealing her future, that the money for my down payment should have funded her graduate degree in healing arts, that my achievements belonged to the family, not to me. According to them, I was morally bound to keep giving, like a bottomless bank account with a heartbeat. But morality doesn't live in one-sided relationships. It withers when respect dies. And mine died the moment I heard that voice memo. So I got a lawyer. Not because I was afraid to lose, but because I wanted every paragraph of my countersuit to leave a mark. Emotional distress. Defamation. Financial abuse. I froze our last remaining joint accounts just in time, 6 hours before they could drain them. In court, my attorney read their messages aloud. "Let her think she's doing it on her own. Don't guilt-trip her. Just remind her of family duty." My sister cried on the stand, said she felt abandoned, said I misunderstood her. I looked her in the eyes and didn't say a word. She broke anyway. The judge dismissed their claims and denied every part of their countersuit. I won. Not just the case, but my freedom. The collapse of the illusion they spent years constructing, where I existed only to serve their narrative. The day after the ruling, I moved into my home. It smelled like fresh paint, pine wood, and peace. No obligations. No ultimatums. No more sacrifices demanded of me. I stood in the middle of my living room, holding a glass of water, sunlight warming my face, and finally understood what it felt like to truly own something. Not just a house, but myself. Since the verdict, they haven't spoken to me directly. A distant cousin mentioned they're telling everyone I turned on them for no reason. Let them. Let them rewrite the story however they want. I already rewrote mine, with bricks, with boundaries, with quiet resolve. I wasn't vengeful. I was finished. There's a difference. People think revenge has to be loud. But sometimes, the sharpest revenge is simply leaving.